Hey y'all, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Liliana Joy, and on this channel I like to focus on body care, especially Bath and Body Works, but also lifestyle here and there. And for today's video, we are focusing on the best florals for spring. So if that sounds interesting, then you guys keep on watching. So as I said, today's video, we are focusing on my favorite spring florals. So all of these I feel like are best suited to spring. There are some florals in my collection that I feel like are more for winter, so those are not in this video. But I have 22 fragrances right next to me that are perfect for springtime. So if you need some ideas of what to wear in the springtime, I got you. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. So the first one is if you are more into sweeter fragrances but you want to get into florals. This is Daffodil Daydreams. This is a new release for this year and I absolutely love it. Look how beautiful this packaging is. I think it's so pretty. This has notes of whipped marshmallow, pastel clouds, and sweet daffodil. And this is a beautiful, airy, soft, sweet, fluffy fragrance, but it's very marshmallow heavy. I feel like it's about 60% marshmallow and about 40% daffodil. So you still definitely get the daffodil, but the marshmallow is very, very sweet and it definitely takes over a little bit. But it's perfect if you want to get into floral fragrances, but you're not necessarily a floral person, because I know that floral fragrances are kind of hard to get into, especially because florals induce headaches a lot. And then also some florals smell like old lady, kind of. Not to me really, but people say that it smells like old lady, like Moonlight Path or Japanese cherry blossom. But this one's perfect if you're just trying to get into florals and if you want to start a collection and you don't have a collection yet and you want to just add something to your collection that would get you into florals. This is absolutely perfect. It's so sweet, it's airy, it's soft, it's light. It's just perfect to pair with pretty much any vanilla or any subtle floral fragrance. So that is the first one, Daffodil Daydreams. The next one is a classic. This one actually was repackaged twice. This one was repackaged to, I think, ballet slippers, and then it was repackaged again this past spring into rose again, but it was just in a different packaging. This is a classic. I love this one. This is Rose. The notes are airy rose water, jasmine petals, and creamy musk. This is a perfect, straightforward rose fragrance. It's not just rose, obviously. It has a lot of the softness into it, and if it was just rose, it'd be very, very potent. It'd be a little headache inducing, but this is more soft and subtle, and it's just a beautiful rose. It smells like a rose water with like a little bit of soft, sweet jasmine. I feel like jasmine's a very sweet type of floral, and then a little bit of that muskiness to make it a little more fresh, and I think this is perfect. This is perfect, again, if you're trying to get into florals, because this is not a potent floral. It's not like right in your face, because I feel like you're the ones like right in your face, because that one has notes of birch, rose, and strawberry, and that one's like right in your face, and that one's very headache inducing because it's also a perfumey fragrance. And this one's I feel like more casual and just an everyday rose fragrance that's not too much of anything. It's sweet, it's like rose water, it's just perfect. So I love this one. That is Rose. The next one's actually one that I really don't see anyone talk about. This one's Amethyst Waves. I think it's such a beautiful florally fragrance. The notes are dream berries, wild blooms, and soft sandalwood. This has a nondescript floral in it. Obviously, they don't tell you what kind of floral it is, but I feel like this floral is powdery and soft. It's not super prominent either. Like, I feel like the berries and the sandalwood are more prominent, but this fragrance has like a creaminess to it. It's very pretty. It's very pretty, almost nondescript, honestly, because this is really hard to tell what's in here. However, I do smell like a coconut note in here, but I know that there's no coconut note in there because it doesn't say on the back, so I'm not sure what's with that, but I do smell like a coconut, like a creamy coconut in here, like a shaved coconut almost. This smells very tropical, like kind of like Hawaii almost. My grandma, I sprayed this around here and she was like, oh my god, that smells like Hawaii. And I was like, I know, right? Like, it smells amazing. It's perfect if you're trying to get into florals, again, because this is a very soft, toned down floral, and it's mostly berries, sandalwood, and that coconut note or whatever that I smell. And I think this is a very beautiful everyday spring fragrance. So that is Amethyst Waves. The next one is another classic. This one is Beautiful Day. This has notes of sun-kissed apple, sparkling cassis, wild daisies, pink peony, and fresh woods. This is a fruity floral. It's perfect if you are trying to get into florals, or if you just want an everyday kind of fragrance. This is definitely an everyday kind of fragrance. It's absolutely beautiful. It definitely has a very heavy apple note, but after the apple note, I smell a lot of the perfuminess from the florals and the woods. I know that there's cassis in it, but I don't really smell cassis. Isn't like cassis like a wine or something? But I definitely get the apple and these perfumey florals and woods. but the apple's more prominent to me than the other notes as well. So I would say try this out before you buy it, because it depends on like your note, like what kind of fragrances you like. If you prefer florals, I would recommend trying this one out. If you prefer fruity scents, I'm not sure, because this has a lot more florals and woodsy notes technically in here, but to me I smell the fruit note more. So I'm not really sure, like it just depends on what you like. But I really enjoy this one. It's a perfect everyday fragrance, and again, try it before you buy it. So that one is A Beautiful Day. The next one is actually a fall release. This one is a Fall in Bloom. This is a perfect all year round floral fragrance. You do not need to wear this only in the fall. It's perfect for all year round, for spring, for summer, for fall, for winter. It's amazing. The notes are juicy plum, wild blooms, and velvet moss. This is a earthy, fruity fragrance. It's definitely very earthy and deep because of that plum and because of the moss, but I think it's a very perfumey fragrance as well. Very, very perfumey. So if you are into perfumey fragrances, I would recommend this one out. Not this one out. I'd recommend trying this one. But it also does have a very prominent floral note, so I'm not sure. So if you're not a very heavy floral person, I would try this out before buying it if you can. But this one's very, very deep, and it's also very heavily fruity. I would say it's about 40% fruity, like 40% plum, 40% blooms, and then the other 20% is the moss. So it's a very earthy, very deep fragrance. It's perfumey, and it's just a beautiful spring fragrance, and perfect for the nighttime in spring if you are looking for something like that. And I think it's just amazing. So that one is Fall in Bloom. The next one, I think this one's a fall release again, but I feel like this would also go really, really well for spring, and I actually wore it for spring, and it's amazing. This one is Fairy Tale. You can actually get this one online right now in the Christmas packaging, but I think it's a beautiful packaging as well. The notes are pomegranate nectar, fresh orange blossom, vanilla bean, and warm amber. This is a very, very, very sweet fragrance, very heavily sweet. The florals aren't too prominent. The blossom in here is not too prominent. It smells kind of like sunscreen. You know how orange blossoms kind of smells like sunscreen? That's what this kind of has, but it definitely has a lot of the vanilla. Just a lot more sweetness in here, and I absolutely love it. So if you are looking for a sweet, very, very sweet perfumey fragrance from Bath & Body Works, I recommend getting Fairy Tale. If you can, make sure to try it before you buy it if you can. But I think this is also just a beautiful fragrance, and I absolutely love this one. I wore this one this past February, actually, like late February, when it was a little bit hotter, and it was really, really nice in the spring. So I definitely recommend this if you can get your hands on it. And I think this is just a beautiful, sweet, perfumey floral fragrance. So that is Fairy Tale. The next one is one that I think is a summer release. This one is Cactus Blossom. This has notes of cactus flower petals, a sun-kissed coconut, and fresh sparkling lemon. This is a fresh, lemony floral fragrance. Definitely very heavy on the floral, but it's beautiful. I feel like this is about 60% of the Cactus Blossom. 30% of that lemony note, and then about 10% coconut. I don't really get a coconut fragrance too much. I mostly get the Cactus Blossom and the lemony note. But I think it's a very beautiful fragrance. It's a different take on a floral fragrance. I usually don't see too many floral lemony fragrances or floral acidic fruits, like acidic fruit fragrances, like oranges or stuff like that. So this is a really nice, different kind of fragrance if you're looking for something a little bit different and a little bit more unique. So this is a beautiful fragrance. Not something that I recommend to new floral lovers, because this is very, very heavy on the floral aspect, and I feel like it could become a little bit headache-inducing. It can probably become a little bit headache-inducing, so I wouldn't recommend it if you are a new floral lover. But if you are an old floral lover and florals are your favorite, then I would recommend trying this one out. So that is Cactus Blossom. The next one is a classic. This is actually one of my favorites. This one's 1000 Wishes. This is a beautiful perfumey fragrance. This has notes of pink prosecco, sparkling quince, crystal peonies, a gilded amber, and amaretto creme. Again, a beautiful fragrance. It's very almost like, it's effervescent, honestly. Like, it has this bubbliness to it, but it's not overly bubbly like champagne toast is. I feel like champagne toast is too bubbly for me, and it makes me feel like a little nauseous. But this has like the effervescent kind of fragrance. It's sweet. It's not overly sweet. It's not overly floral. It's not overly one thing or the other. It's just a beautiful florally fragrance. Not too floral, but I would recommend trying it before you buy it. It definitely is still in stores, so you can definitely go try it out if you want to. Obviously, it's one of my favorites because this one's already a little more than halfway down. It's just a beautiful fragrance. Perfect for nighttime during the spring or even during the day. I feel like this is a little bit lighter and more airier, so you can definitely wear it during the day if you wanted to. So that is 1,000 Wishes. The next one is another classic. This is actually one of my new favorites. This one is Sweet Pea. As you can see, I literally have like 2 uses left on this one because I have been absolutely loving this. I've been wearing this almost every single day because of how hot it's been where I live. I'm not sure why it's so hot either. Like, it's literally in March and it's getting really hot to the point where I'm just like, girl. Like, last night it was so hot I didn't even want to wear a lotion, so that's why I used Japanese Cherry Blossom last night. But like, it's just been so hot, and so it's been really hard to want to wear body care because it's been so hot. But this definitely helps. This is a nice, refreshing, fruity floral. This has notes of sweet pea, watery pear, sheer freesia, luscious raspberry, and soft musk. This is just a refreshing, fruity floral fragrance, and I just absolutely love it. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. It's not sugary sweet. It's just fruity sweet, and then it has this powdery, soft, subtle floralness to it. It's just a beautiful fragrance, and I absolutely love this one. This one goes really, really well with Moroccan Rose from Tree Hut, if you have that. I think it's a beautiful fragrance. And you can always dress it up. You can dress it down. You can make it more floral, or you can make it more fruity, just whatever you want. And this is perfect, like a perfect addition to your collection. But again, some people don't like this, so I recommend trying it out before you buy it. But this is just a really nice, fruity, floral fragrance, and I think it's absolutely beautiful and refreshing. So that is Sweet Pea. The next one that I want to talk about is a beloved favorite. This one is Dollia. I actually have only worn this once, and that's because it's not one of my favorites. The reason it's not one of my favorites is because I do not like gourmand florals that much. I don't know why, I just don't like them that much, but I think it's a very beautiful fragrance, and I really love smelling it, but I don't like wearing it on me necessarily just yet. Maybe I'm going to give it some more time in my collection, though, and see if I actually want to wear it on my skin for another time or so, but this is a beautiful fragrance. It's just not my kind of fragrance, I guess. This is notes of velvet dahlia petals, crisp pear, praline musk, and whipped tonka bean. So this is a floral, fruity, gourmand fragrance. It's very, very complicated and complex. People say that this is a dupe for Carolina Herrera's Good Girl, or Herrera's. I don't know how to say her last name. It's very creamy, and it has almost like this velvety texture. Like, I feel like I could smell like a velvety kind of, like a soft velvety kind of texture. I have no idea why, but it's definitely very heavily tonka bean, and it has a little bit of that crisp pear in it. Not too much of the crisp pear, but I smell mostly the praline musk and the tonka bean, and then a little like drop of dahlia petals. I feel like this is mostly tonka bean. I'm going to say like 30% tonka bean, 20% of the praline, 30% of the dahlia petals, and then the other stuff is the crisp pear. Yeah, it's very, very, I feel like the tonka bean is very, very prominent in this one. So if you are a gourmand lover and you want to get into florals, I'd recommend this one. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Personally, though, I don't think this is necessarily for me, though. As of right now, I've only had it in my collection for a few months, so I definitely want to get to know it more. Just like Japanese Cherry Blossom. I had Japanese Cherry Blossom in my collection for about a year before I actually used it. So that's why I need to just get this, I need to get to know this a little bit more before I make my final thoughts on it. It's a beautiful fragrance, though, so that is Dollia. Again, if you want to get into florals and you are a gourmand lover, I'd recommend this one. So that one is Dollia. The next one is actually one of my favorites. This is actually my favorite Bath & Body Works scent of all time. This is Fresh Vanilla Blossoms. This is a fall release. The notes are suede petals, soft sandalwood, and vanilla bean. This is a marshmallowy kind of fragrance. It has this soft powdery floralness to it, and then it has like a creamy sandalwood note. And I mean, it has it's technically called soft sandalwood, but it has like this creaminess to it, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. This is perfect for spring, fall, and winter. I feel like I would not wear this in summer, but this is perfect for all of the other seasons. It's soft, it's light, it's airy, it's sweet. It's not overly sweet, it's not overly floral, it's not overly sandalwoody. It's just a beautiful fragrance, and I absolutely love this one. This one's my favorite Bath & Body Works one ever. This is beautiful. It's like this marshmallowy kind of fragrance, and it has this marshmallow kind of smell to it, and then you also have that sandalwood, which kind of ties it back a little bit and makes it a little more smooth, I guess, if that makes sense. And then you have this powdery floralness to it, which is amazing. I think it's such a beautiful fragrance, and this one pairs really well with Daffodil Daydreams if you have Daffodil Daydreams, and so I just love this one. So I'd recommend this one if you are getting into florals, again, because this one's very sweet, and I love this one. So that one is Fresh Vanilla Blossoms. The next one's one that I actually don't see people talk about often. This one is Golden Sunflower. I think this is a very beautiful fragrance. I haven't really worn out my body too much. I think I've worn it one time, but I definitely want to get to know it more and get to wear it more. The notes are sunflower petals, orange flower, and fresh vanilla, so it definitely has that sunscreeny kind of feel again, just like I said that Fairy Tale has because of that orange blossom. Orange blossom is like a sunscreeny kind of vanilla, not vanilla, but like a sunscreen kind of fragrance to me. And it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. Like, this one's a really good fragrance. I feel like the sunflower petals are very prominent in this one. About 50% of the sunflower petals. I'm going to say about 30% of the orange blossom and then 20% of the vanilla. So this is a sweet vanilla floral fragrance. However, again, it's very, very prominent on the florals. So if you are not into florals, I would recommend smelling it before you buy it or just kind of steering away from it. But obviously, I feel like if you watch this video, then you are into florals or you want to get more into florals. But I feel like this is another one that you might want to think about getting if you want to get into florals more. Because this one definitely has a sweetness to it. And I feel like the orange blossom and the vanilla tone down the sunflower petals a little bit. So there's not too heavy. But it's a very beautiful fragrance. And this one's perfect probably for spring and for summer. Not just for spring, but definitely for summer as well. Also, I feel like this could go all year round, if that makes sense. I feel like this could be an all year round floral fragrance. I think it's a very, very beautiful fragrance. So, that is Golden Sunflower. The next one has become one of my personal favorites. This one is Butterfly. I have been absolutely loving this one. This is beautiful. I actually just did a in-depth review on it on Wednesday, so go check that one out. This has notes of raspberry and nectar, iris petals, and airy vanilla. They have so many different berry floral vanillas. Bath & Body Works makes so many of those, but this one's different. This one smells really different. It has this slight tartness from the raspberry, but it also has this very overly powdery iris, and then it has a little tiny drop of vanilla, and it's a beautiful fragrance. It's so beautiful. So I feel like this is mostly iris in the fragrance mist. I feel like the fragrance mist has about 50% iris, 40% raspberry, and 10% vanilla. So definitely mostly iris in here, but I also get that tart, like slightly tart sweet raspberry, and then I get a drop of vanilla. And this is a beautiful fragrance if you want to get more into florals as well, because it does have all of that sweetness in here. And I just think this is a very pretty everyday kind of fragrance. I don't think it has any perfuminess in it necessarily. I don't know why, I just don't really smell any perfuminess, but I think it's a very pretty every single day spring fragrance. So that is Butterfly. Okay, so the next one is Japanese Cherry Blossom. This is another classic. I actually have been loving this one recently, as you can see, and I am so glad that I took it out of my Project Use It Up, because I put this in my Project Use It Up because I hadn't been using it. However, this one I fell in love with this one, and it's a beautiful fragrance. So the notes are Japanese Cherry Blossom, Asian Pear, fresh mimosa petals, white jasmine, and blushing sandalwood. This is a fruity floral again, but it has this perfumey quality to it because of the sandalwood and the floral notes mixed together. And it's not overly fruity, it's not overly sweet. It definitely has more florals in it than anything, but you still get a little bit of that sweetness. And it's just a beautiful fragrance. And I love this one for days when it's too hot for me to wear any lotion and I just want to put on a fragrance mist and go to bed, or I just want to put on a fragrance mist, and this is absolutely perfect for it. As you can see, I am loving it, and I actually do plan on getting another bottle after I finish this one up, because I feel like I'm going to finish this one up very, very soon. And I know that many of you guys don't like this one, but try to smell it one more time before you fully decide that you don't like it, because honestly, I've had this in my collection for over a year, and I just started using it like 3 weeks ago. Like, that's how bad it is, you guys. I have such a large collection that some fragrances I don't really use a lot, and then after a while I start to use them more and I actually start to love them. So it just depends. I like to keep fragrances in my collection for a year, and if I don't use them, I don't like them, I give them to someone else. But I've actually been loving this one lately. So that is Japanese Cherry Blossom. The next one is actually one of my favorites. This one is Night Blooming Jasmine. This one's an older fragrance. This is from 2021, I think. The notes are jasmine flower, white musk, and apple blossom. This is a beautiful, subtly sweet floral fragrance. It's definitely one that I would wear every single day if I could. I've been loving this one, and I love it so much that I don't want to use it, because I just absolutely love this one. As you can see, I've used a lot of it, almost halfway, and it's just a beautiful fragrance. So again, this one has notes of jasmine flower, white musk, and apple blossom. So it's a fruity floral, it's sweet, it's soft, it's very, very subtle. And I'm actually going to go ahead and read the description on the back, because I feel like the description really describes this fragrance. The It says, dreamy and subtly sweet with a magnetic floral allure, beautifully intoxicating at any hour. And this is exactly what that is. It's sweet, it's subtle, but it's not too heavy. It's just perfect. I love it. I can't even describe it that much because I just love it so much. If you are into apple fragrances and you want to try some floral fragrances out, I'd recommend this one. If you are into floral fragrances, I'd recommend this one. If you're not into floral fragrances, I'd still recommend this one because this one's perfect for almost, I feel like a lot of people. I love it. So that is Night Blooming Jasmine. Okay, so the next one is actually another one of the classics. This one's Moonlight Path. I love this one. I know that a lot of people do not like this one because they think it smells old lady-ish or it smells like a nursing home. But I think this is a beautiful powdery floral fragrance. This is so powdery and it's just a perfect nighttime fragrance. I feel like this is amazing if you want to smell a little cleaner, and I love it. So this one has notes of a Night Blooming Jasmine, a blue violet, sheer lavender, lily of the valley, and soft musk. So again, very, very powdery. It's just a beautiful floral to me, and I absolutely love this one. I feel like this is also a all year round type of fragrance as well because this is just such a clean, almost baby powder kind of fragrance. So that is Moonlight Path. The next one has become one of my new favorites. This one is Water Lily Springs. This has notes of dew-kissed lilies, crisp waters, and clean musk. If you are not into aquatics, I'd recommend trying this one out because this one is such a beautiful floral aquatic fragrance. It's like a sweet floral aquatic fragrance. It's beautiful. It has this muskiness to it, but not overly musky, so it's not like masculine necessarily. Definitely very feminine because of the lilies. And I think it's so pretty, and I absolutely love this one. And I was never into I was never into aquatic fragrances, but this one got me into aquatic fragrances because it's just such a beautiful floral aquatic, and I absolutely love it. It's clean, it's crisp, it's sweet, and it's floral. So that is Water Lily Springs. The next one is one that I used to talk about literally 24/7. This used to be my favorite fragrance ever. This is Gingham Vibrant. So this one has notes. The notes on the back rubbed off, so I had to grab the lotion. The notes are wild blackberries, candied violets, and soft vanilla. This one's a very, very sugary, sweet fragrance. So if you are trying to get into florals, I'd recommend this one because this is very, very sugary, sweet, very fruity, very sweet and vanilla and creamy and just very sweet. So if you are trying to get into florals, I'd recommend this one. I don't smell much floral in it, but I feel like there definitely is a drop of floral in here. So again, if you are trying to get into florals, I'd recommend this one. I think it's a beautiful fruity fragrance and it's just perfect for spring, and I love it. So that is Gingham Vibrant. The next one is another Gingham fragrance. This one is Gingham Fresh. I love this one. Again, notes on the back are rubbed off, so I have to grab the lotion. This is notes of juicy pear, sparkling clementine, and fresh daisies. I don't really get any clementine in this fragrance. I mostly get the pear and the daisies, and I feel like the daisies definitely tone the pear down a little bit. So it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet, and I think it's a very fresh, fruity fragrance, fresh, fruity floral, and I would definitely recommend this if you are new to florals and you want to get more into florals and you prefer fruity fragrances, because this is literally perfect. I wanted this to be my spring staple, and it's not my spring staple so far. Like, so far I've been wearing Sweet Pea a lot, and that one's honestly become my spring staple, but I want to get more into this one because I do have two sets of this one. I have this fragrance mist, and then I have another fragrance mist, and then I have a body cream, and then I also have a lotion. So I do want to get more into this one because I bought so much of it. But anyways, that is Gingham Fresh. Absolutely love this one. Next one is another Gingham. This is the original Gingham. This is really nice if you want something clean and fresh and fruity and floral. This has notes of blue freesia, white peach, fresh clementine, violet, and clean musk. Very clean, very fresh, very just clean, and I feel like this is like the perfect clean scent if you want to get into clean scents. Also, if you want to get into floral fragrances, this is also perfect because I think to me in this one I smell a lot of the peach and stuff, and I smell a lot more of the fruity notes than I do of the floral notes, but this is just a very, very clean, overall clean, fresh fragrance. So that is Gingham. The next one is one of my favorites. This one is Cloud 9. This one has notes of lavender breeze, morning dewdrops, and a cozy amber. This is a beautiful, oh, it's so beautiful. It's a sweet floral kind of fragrance, and I think it's amazing. It has this slight perfuminess to it from the amber, but it's not like overly perfumey. It's not headache inducing. It's nothing like that. And this is a very sweet floral. So if you do not like lavender, girl, I feel you. I never liked lavender before in my whole life, but this got me into lavender because this one is a sweet lavender. It's not medicinal. It's not anything like that. It's just a very sweet, cozy, comforting kind of lavender fragrance. And I absolutely love it. This one has a perfumey quality to it. It has a slight dewdrop, aquatic kind of note to it, and I absolutely love this one. This is perfect for every single day. If you want to get into florals and you want to get into lavender, I'd really recommend this one. So that is Cloud 9. The next one is another fragrance from the same collection as Dollia. This is You're the One. I wore this I think twice before and I really enjoyed it, but I just haven't picked it up again because it's a very strong rose fragrance. This has notes of white birch, velvety rose, and a drop of strawberry nectar. So very perfumey, very strong, very potent. I feel like the white birch and the rose are the main notes, and then that little bit of strawberry nectar sweetens it up a small like little touch, but definitely not a lot. It's probably like 60% rose, 30% birch, and 10% strawberry. Like, it's very heavy on the rose and the birch. But if you are into rose fragrances or you want to get into rose fragrances, I'd recommend this one for like a perfumey rose fragrance. I really do enjoy this one, but it's just so strong, you guys. Like, it's very strong, very potent. If you've ever smelled Into the Night is a very strong, potent fragrance. This smell is almost like the exact same amount of potency that one has, because that one's a very potent. This one's a very potent. This one also lasts a while because it's so potent and so long lasting and strong. So I really love this one. This one's perfect if you want to get a floral fragrance for a perfumey kind of fragrance floral thing. I'm not sure what that was, but if you want to get like a perfumey floral fragrance, I'd recommend this one. It's not super sweet, but it does have a pinch of sweetness into it, so that is You're the One. And the last one is a lot of people's favorites. I feel like a lot of people love this one. This one is Gingham Gorgeous. I actually just wore it for the first time recently, pretty recently, like a few months, like probably a month ago. It's a very pretty fragrance. The notes are pink strawberries, peach nectar, and peony blooms. This is a really nice fruity floral fragrance. This is mainly fruity, honestly. This is mainly fruity, a touch of florals. So if you are into fruity fragrances but you want to get into florals, I'd recommend this one because this is very fruity with like a pinch of floral, like peony. It's really pretty though. Very pretty, very light, airy, pretty girl kind of vibes. I think it's gorgeous, and well, it's literally called Gingham Gorgeous. And this is not my favorite Gingham at all, but I do like it more than like the original Gingham, but I think it still needs a little bit of work. I feel like I think it's nice, but in my opinion, I do prefer the other Ginghams. I'm just not a peach fan. I have no idea why I'm not a peach fan. I for some reason I say that, but I also have other peach fragrances in my collection, like Peach Bellini. I love this one. This one smells amazing. But for me, the peach in here is just too watery. It's just too watery. It does not smell like a sweet peach. It smells like a watery peach. And I'm not a fan of watery peaches. I like sweeter peaches, like literal peach sugar, like that kind of stuff. So this is very pretty, and I definitely recommend it. Is it my type of fragrance? No, not much. But I do want to try and get to wear it more and just get some more use out of it. So that is the last one, Gingham Gorgeous. So that was the last fragrance that I had for you guys today. I know this was a very long video, but I really wanted to go ahead and make sure that I showed you guys all of the florals in my collection that I think would suit spring the best, just in case you wanted some ideas and stuff like that. So comment down below what your favorite florals are. Personally, I feel like from this video, my favorite floral obviously is Fresh Vanilla Blossoms, but my favorite real floral, my favorite very potent floral is Rose, I think. I think it's Rose. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!